Considered by many to be Jordan's true rookie card. It does predate the 86 Fleer, and so for that reason we can't argue too much. Rarely is it seen in condition quite this nice. We will sell maybe a handful of mint examples throughout the year. We particularly like the centering on this one. They don't always look quite this good. So we'll dive into the technical details here in a moment. But overall, this is a hotly desired, key true rookie of Jordan, and it's the first 9 that we've sold in several months, and it's a pretty good 9 at that. Okay, so here we are diving into the technical specs here. The first thing we want to call out, cannot for the life of us figure out how Beckett grades the centering on these cards. We consistently disagree with. Certainly the eye appeal does not match how they technically assign the centering measurements. We do acknowledge that the top to bottom spacing is that there's supposed to be more border on top than there is on the sides, though we would look at this one as being as close to dead centered as you would think, and yet they still only give an 8.5 centering subgrade. So it's a tough one for us to make sense of. Sometimes we look at the back to try to measure the top to bottom centering here on the back, and again, this one looks centered, so I don't quite know what they want. But in that light, it looks like a pretty special card. You could argue it's borderline undergraded in light of what we consider to be a pretty conservative centering subgrade. Coming in, take a look at some of the specifics here on the corners. Maybe just the subtlest of little edge chips there. Pretty nice corner there. Just the tiniest of little touches to that corner. And that one's just about perfect. Obviously there's some dust, on the case, in which none of that is on the card. That's worth pointing out. Take a look at the back here. Pretty phenomenal. Totally a pack fresh example. We can see why the corner subgrade of a 9 is what it is. Surfaces being 9.5, edges 9.5. Again, we come back to that centering subgrade. As it comes down to it, when we summon this all up, this is one of the nicest Star Jordan rookies in the entire hobby, as far as we can tell. Again, seems worthy of a technical review for a higher centering subgrade, and as it would sit, should it bump to a 9, this would be a 2.9 and 2.95 Star Jordan, and in that vein, it would be one of the world's elite copies, even more so than it currently sits. So, all told, this is a really nice example. Eye appeal better than the grade in some ways. Comes highly recommended.